In this video, we're going to be talking about your reputation. It's your reputation of your business, and it's one of the most important things you'll do and establish during your business career. Why is your reputation so important? Well, number one, nowadays, your reputation can be found everywhere. It's on the web, it's on social media, and therefore, if you've got a bad reputation, guess what? You're not going to get the jobs, not going to get the service business that you want. So let's talk about reputation. How do you build it? How do you start it? First of all, you have to establish your name on every platform that your customers are going to look at. What are the major platforms that are out there for service-based businesses? Well, some of them that are really important are Yelp, Angie's List, you've got Google, and you've got a few other ones that are out there that are important. But those are the most important to get yourself established, to get your momentum going, and get your business off the ground. So let's talk about setting up your profiles. First of all, it's important to have enough content so that your customers can find everything they need to know about you. What does that include? That includes your hours of operations, your phone number, your website, any other social media they might be able to find you on. You have to make sure that as much content is there as possible. So what is a call to action? A call to action is something that tells the customers to do something at that moment. What are some examples? Call now, click here, subscribe now. Anything that's immediate is more of a call to action. And that's something that you want to include in your platform profiles. So now you have your platform set up, and what do you need next? You need reviews, because that's what people are looking at. The first thing that people do when they scroll down the list of service-based businesses is to look at, okay, who has the 5-star reviews? That's where they're going to look first. So how do you get those 5-star reviews? What often happens at the beginning is a lot of friends and family might post those reviews for you, and you might get some 5-star reviews. But you know what? Some of these platforms are a little bit smarter than that. They have algorithms that can tell if these are real reviews or fake reviews. And it's really important that you get some real reviews in your platform first, especially in places like Yelp and Google. One of the ways to help increase your reviews is actually to offer incentives to your real customers. And it's important to actually have real customers, because when someone reads a review, most people can tell if it's a fake review or if it's a real review. And especially those platforms, algorithms can actually tell that as well. So what do? You can actually incentivize your customers. You can incentivize them by offering them a free gift card, following them up and offering a survey, offering a prize at the end of the survey. It's really, really important that you get your business established with some 5 and 4-star reviews at the very beginning, because that's what people are going to look at when they glance at your profile first. One of the things you're going to realize when you have reviews that start getting posted to those platforms is that not all reviews are created equally. And you're going to find that certain reviews have higher prominence than others. Therefore, you have to get an abundance of reviews to actually have staying power. And unfortunately, we don't really know what that algorithm is, which helps keep reviews at the top and others at the bottom. The bottom line is you need to have an abundance of good reviews. You know what? Sometimes it happens that you get a bad review. You can't please every customer, and it's okay. But the important thing is to have communication, and communication on the platform. If someone gives you a bad review on Yelp or Google, make sure to respond to that customer on that platform and make it in an open setting, because people like to read that communication. And that often will help say that these are real reviews and your profile is a real profile. If you were to ask me where to invest your money first, I would say it would be social media, then your website. If you can do both at the same time, great. If not, social media platforms are a great way to start building your presence, because Google will take that presence and populate it throughout the web. What are some other ways to help put yourself on other platforms? Of course, there's YouTube and there's other forums which may be relevant to you. If you're in the construction business, there are forums in every industry that you can go in and just chat about things and answer people's questions. When we spend time talking about advertising and marketing your business, it's going to be very important that you establish your location on Google, because when people are searching in and around your location, they're going to find you first. And Google is going to show you to that customer with those positive reviews. Here's another common question you might ask yourself. Does it pay to actually advertise with some of these platforms like Yelp or Google or things like that? Well, certainly Google is a different story, but talk about Yelp and some of these other ancillary platforms. I can tell you, it really doesn't make sense to advertise on places like Yelp until you can say you're a legitimate business. So what's a legitimate business in the eyes of these platforms? A legitimate business is one that has some history, and it also has a decent amount of reviews. What's a decent amount of reviews? Well, it can be different for every business, but it's definitely more than 1, 2, or 3. So you do want to have at least half dozen to a dozen real reviews that are posted to make sure that you can start advertising with those sources. So let's talk about branding. How do you establish that brand? Well, first of all, after the name of your business, you really need that logo. And where do you get that logo? Do you need to hire an expensive graphic designer? Nowadays, not really. You can really design a logo and get one done for as little as $5. There are many websites out there that offer these $5 to $10 to $15 services to build logos for you and you to choose the best one. And when we get into establishing equity or wealth inside your business, we want people to associate your business with your logo and your brand, not necessarily with you as the individual. Because long term, when you want to sell that business or hand it down to one of your children, then you won't be able to do that unless you have a solid business with a backing and a logo that people recognize.